The Garage Gallery's been turned into a memorial for Brian Wilson. I mourn him, but also celebrate. So I've loved and followed and collected his records since I was 11 years old. 6 decades worth. So here's a little overview. There's the unique arrangements and beautiful songs of Brian's masterpiece, #1, Pet Sounds. I had the 45 of God Only Knows as a kid, but a couple years later, I got the album in the cutout bin, believe it or not. Capitol Records wasn't promoting it. It was also my first CD. Remember when they had the big boxes with those back in the 80s? But the coup de grace is the box set that has a couple hours of Brian building the tracks, the unique instrumentations and the layers. Brian's masterpiece #2, Smile. Good Vibrations and Heroes and Villains were hits in the 60s, but most of the rest of it was never finished, and he finally did with his band in 2005. This, of course, prompted the Beach Boys to rebuild the original tracks with original vocals. Great box set with a diorama. Hours of Brian building the tracks, and then a release on vinyl, which never happened in the 60s. I dreamed of this record. The main Beach Boy chronology is here on the shelves. 3 big surfing hits with their accompanying albums. The B-sides of those singles, though, were car songs such as 409, Little Deuce Coupe. So the next couple albums focused on that. Back to Summer Sounds. This was a soundtrack for 6th grade first boy-girl parties. Beautiful relationship stuff. More summer. A party album that produced Barbara Ann hit. We've already talked about Pet Sounds, Good Vibrations. A couple of quirky albums after that didn't sell well, but Brian's favorites. Early 70s, the albums included some Smile tracks and new band contributions. Best of all, Surf's Up. Great album. The band expanded with 2 new members. Recorded in Holland, Sail on Sailor, more live. Brian gets back on the board in the mid-70s to produce a couple of albums. Late 70s, some good albums into the 80s. Even a disco DJ single. 90s, not a lot, but some new music. Best of all, in the 2012, the 50th anniversary CD of all new songs. You know, I had to go out and buy a Barbie in order to get Brian's Barbie record, but this is long before the movie. And thanks to a colleague, Ruth and I got backstage passes and met many of the Beach Boys in the 90s concert. Then there's the 4-decade-long solo career beginning in the late 80s. Collaborations, imagination really kicked off the new music. Dozens and dozens of new songs, things finished, tributes, Lucky Old Son, tributes to California, Gershwin, others. Lots of books written about the Beach Boys and Brian through the years. Thanks to Ruth for this signed copy of Brian's first autobiography. Bought in record stores all over the place. This is a lot of stuff. So many best of and compilation albums, including these European releases from the UK. Then there's the best-selling Endless Summer and its follow-up, thanks to Pete and Beth for the signed copy. And so many tribute CDs by other artists. Bootleg albums were prevalent in the 70s and 80s, Smile fragments, and then great solo albums by the rest of the Beach Boys over the time.